at the Brickyard, J.W. Miller wins. We are live at Rockingham, North Carolina, the Speedway known as the Rock. Formerly North Carolina Motor Speedway, as we welcome you into the Memorial at the Rock. It's round number 3 of the Great Lakes Sim Racing Black Horizon Truck Series season. I am the captain. We welcome you in on this Wednesday evening live here on the Captain Esports Network. 75 degrees, 24% humidity, partly cloudy skies, a little wind, but should be a fun night of racing here at Rockingham Motor Speedway. Qualifying is already over with. That's how behind I'm running a little bit, but that's all right. It's my commitment to the league, so we're here. Starting lineup, Bryce McCune scoring the first pole for the TIX Racing team. He'll start next to Christopher Dean in row number 1. Row number 2, Aaron Smith, Travis Ikavachi. How about that qualifying effort? Nash Fry, Justin Bonner at row 3, Brian Sutphin, Brandon Alphin, and then Finn, fourth row. Peter Borges, Jason Dalton, row 5. Row 6, Cam Ingram, Sam Fontaine, Noah Mayari, Dylan Glass, row 7. Row 8, J.W. Miller, Sam Barnes. Row 9, Brett Murphy, Alex Cummings. Row number 10 is where you'll see Trey Eldridge and Lucas Strayer. Row 11, Aaron Barnicle, William Martin. Sean Peach and Blaine Sparling, row 12. Row 13, Tim Abril, Dylan Parker. Row 14, Clark Gennikin, Ben Pierce, Caden Atkins, Matt Telder. Row 15. Row 16, Jacob Locklear, Cedric Ingram. Row 17, Brewer, Drift. And finally, Chris Evans, Anthony Marshall on the final row. 36 trucks, about to go 150 laps as we pay tribute to a family member tonight. Details coming as we're green at the Rock. And Bryce McCune did not go. Let me get y'all car audio. There we go. Off turn 4, Dean gonna lead it. Ika Vachi up the second. Ika Wawa. Bryce McCune to the inside for second. Bouncing back after that rough start. Silver move there by the 13, looking in, or by the 95, it says he looks inside the 13. And everybody, plenty of room here. I said it at the beginning of the season, as caution is out, we got trouble on the track, and it looks like it is Aaron Barnicle. The 66 has gone around. Barnicle, who's started off struggling, unfortunately, this season in the 66 truck, has gone around and brought the first caution out in a race that is paying tribute to a family member tonight. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. But first, what happened to Aaron in the 66? And, contact with the 5. And, Sean Peachin was called a piece of that. If not, maybe a small piece. And spins it around and hits the wall. And apparently on orders over $20, use code SHRINK. Something. That's what it says on the sign. Looking at it one more time here. Yeah, it looks like he just kind of gets up into the 5 and then just spins around, and Peachin just kind of finishes him off there. So unfortunate deal. We'll probably see some cars come to pit road after that. All right, so here we are, race number 3 of the season. Of course, we'll talk a little bit about what is going on my side of things that has caused me to run almost right up against time tonight, as some people know about it. But first, I want to talk about something a lot more important, and that is the title of this race. You see up at the top right corner, it is the Joel Dalton Memorial 150. This is a race that is being sponsored by Mr. Jason Dalton right there. And who is Joel Dalton, you might ask? Well, Joel is a family member of Jason's, in case you haven't figured that out. He unfortunately lost his life, what would be 17 years ago this past Saturday, unfortunately in a automobile accident. He was a huge sports fan, and you could tell he was definitely in his prime years of the 90s. He was an Earnhardt fan, an Atlanta Braves fan, a Dallas Cowboys fan, and a UNC Tar Heels fan. If you see the early 90s, that's a big explanation right there. He was a pretty darn good high school baseball pitcher. Also was dedicated and ambitious about the family business, which was Dalton Logging Supply. He was a quiet, courteous, and liked by all person. And, of course, he is the namesake behind the KJD2 team. So a really cool story there. And that is the reason tonight the race called the Joel Dalton Memorial 150. Jason, one of those guys who will do that for anybody. As a matter of fact, I'll go and spoil it now. Next week's race at Bristol, actually, he's doing something again. He did this before, and I've told him before, you don't have to do this, but it's so much appreciated. You actually go do something for my daughter again, and we'll talk about that later on in the race, but that's a really cool deal. So Dean's going to bring him back. It is a Down Under Racing 1-2 right now, coming to the restart with McCune third, Bondurant, Nash, Fry, your top five, and that yellow taxi machine, that's the 70 of Aaron Smith. Green flag. Of course, the Rock, 1 mile track with different degrees of banking. 22 degrees in turn 1 and 2, 24 in turn 3 and 4. And it makes it a very fun and bumpy and tire shredding track. One that drivers love, and I'm pretty sure you can ask any racing fan, and they'll tell you we want races back at the Rock as Bondurant tries to get under Ikavachi, loses the momentum. Here comes Nash Fry to the inside 9 truck. Behind him, you see the 26. Brian Sutphin, there's Jason Dalton right behind him. Sam Fontaine. As up front, Bryce McCune going for the lead. A kid that's been waiting to break out in this series, I believe. Man, run the Larson line and taking the lead. Oh, Nash Fry gets turned into the wall. Multiple trucks involved. Looks like Tim Averill getting damaged. Dylan Parker's almost in it. Cedric Ingram also. And real quickly, second caution comes out. Yeah, we might have ourselves a boxing ring tonight in action. Let's see what happens in Ash. Jason Clark, you got some work to do tonight, my friend. Inside of Travis Ikavachi. Oh, and he just comes up and misses the apex. Down, he gets clobbered by the two of Caden Atkins, and here comes the rest of the field. Clark Gennikin, Sam Barnes gonna pile in. Who else down there? Actually, not much damage on some of these trucks at all. Tim Averill, some rear end damage. See if we can get a good view of this. Let's watch from, let's take a look from Brett Murphy here in the 10, the rookie driver in the series. New Englander. He locks the brakes up once he sees the wreck. Just goes to the bottom of the track. Get one more view of this. Let's go to Sammy B. Captain truck. That one caught me off guard today. Again, there's a lot of stories behind some things tonight. Oh, Barnes actually just locks it up and moves it to right to keep himself. Yeah, a little netcode damage on the left front. Polishing out for the second time. So, all right, so why is Sam Barnes running a scheme that says thank you, Captain, and other stuff on there? Well, earlier this week, as we get ready to come to the green flag already, I brought out the, actually it was last week, I brought out the announcement that happened after the race that it could be potentially my last couple of races here because I am working more towards the nights now for the next few weeks and into the near future that could turn permanent. The good news here is it looks like, and I'm knocking on wood here, as you saw how late I got here tonight, that I might still be able to do the GLSR races because they start 9 o'clock at night. So, with that said, we're going to continue to try to do the GLSR races. Unfortunately, you're going to see me pretty much at the last minute or close to it every week. But I'm going to do everything to make the commitment to be here early enough Wednesday night each week to do it. So, we're going to try. As long as everybody's on board with me, we'll go for it. Bryce McCune taking them back to the green. So the thank you, Captain, was because they thought that maybe the Bristol race would be my last race, which at first I said probably would be. After a couple days and letting emotions settle down after, you know, yes, I'm happy for the opportunity, but you know, when you have such a good following and such good racing in multiple series, including this one, it's kind of disappointing at the same time. But you know, real life comes first, as we've all said. Brandon Alford making the pass on Fontaine there in the 91 truck. He's got the 2 somehow. Or I'm sorry, that's the 12 actually. It's not the 2. Threw me off. That is the tightest number 12 I've ever seen. But that turn 4 apparel Simpro X truck or Cinex Pro. I'm not sure how you probably say that, but the 12 running up in the 10th position right now. Peach in the 21 Black Horizon truck there. Looks like didn't really have much damage, if any, on the contact and that spin out. So doing okay right now as he's got the 1 truck. Lucas Strayer there to the outside. Alex Cummings there behind him. You see Noah Mayari in the 8 truck right in front of him. So, of course, our cameras tonight, onboard cameras tonight, presented by TrackCams 4 Gourmet. You can check them out online at trackcams22.com. Also on Facebook and on iRacing forums. As you see the onboard camera here from Fontaine, it's the closest thing to real-life racing photos you will see. The race cameras are like that too, but unfortunately no track package yet for the track cam guys for the Rock. Careful, you got to be around these high bank turns, but as I mentioned before, they will eat up tires very quickly. Look at this gaggle trucks, almost contact with the 8 and the 7 there. Cam Ingram coming off his one of his best races he's had in his short career. A top 10 last week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ran up there all day. He got the finish he deserved out of it. Almost 3 wide, and this is the racing at the Rock I'm used to right here. Back in the day when you were watching, usually TNT would have coverage of Cup Series and at the time Busch Series races here. You used to see trucks from the bottom all the way to the top, in this case, or cars. And it made the Rock one of the funnest races to watch on TV. As you see, Ike Cavacci going to lose a spot to Dalton, who's on the move here. Travis 7th position now, so, or 6th position, so tires maybe starting to heat up a little bit as Clark is already outweighed his pay grade in the admin booth. Ryan Sutphin up to the 4th position already, up 3 spots. Biggest mover in this race here. How about this? Let's go back to 19th. Chris Evans is up 16 spots from the start of this race. So somebody lit a fire in that red Sim Design 98 truck. Mike Cavacci under attack. Is Brandon Alphin going to go by? Sam Fontaine. You know, Jason said over there in chat, patience is the virtue here. It is the key at this track. It is also about saving the tires, and it is also about staying out of trouble. If you can run these 150 laps, keep those tires under you, and keep your truck out of trouble, you're almost guaranteed a top 10 finish. As you see already, Jacob Locklear ran 5 laps. He's behind the wall. Nash Fry, 10 laps. He's behind the wall. So already some issues for 2 drivers. Now, a reminder, you can go to the fantasy racing page at GLSR's website, which is the GreatLakesSimsRacing.com. And you can play the fantasy game for a chance to win a prize from Butt Kicker and also from Major's Garage. I'll tell you what, Dean is not letting McCune get away. And I'm not surprised by that, because when you go back to last season, Christopher Dean ran really well on these older banked, get off my screen, it's going to pop up again here, sorry, I'll move this over, older tracks with the high banks on it. Matter of fact, let's go back to October last season. At this track, it was Christopher Dean winning what ended up being a green-white checker finish. And here he comes to the inside for the lead. Now, Bryce ran this race also, finished in the 14th position, so Dean is going to clear him, so move the Dean machine to the front. Pick it up where it left off last season. Bondurant not letting that Strada Italiano truck get away. And, you know, the one thing I have to share is in one of the bigger concepts here that has caught my eye this season is the amount of advancement that some of these teams have had this season. You look at Ben Pierce and his team, the Millennium Motorsports guys. They're fierce Esports. These guys, I mean, they won the opening race at Talladega. Here's Justin Bondurant running top 3 right now. Lucas Strayer's up in the top 10 already. I mean, that is one team you could already say is maybe one of the most improved teams of the season from what they've went through the last couple of years. You got the TIX team that's got 3 guys right now in the top 10 themselves. Aaron Smith is running in 8th right now. So when you look at it, if all of those teams are in the top 10, it's like, okay, where are the other teams that usually run pretty well when you look for them? Of course, you immediately think of the PPM guys and the those people. So where are they at right now? Well, you got, as I look down the roster here, Dylan Parker, 15th position right now, is the best one. Now, in fairness, I do not see Zach Allman in the lineup tonight. So Zach's not here. That got real tight right there. So there's a lot of different things here. As the door opens up, it looks like for another different winner tonight could make it 3 for 3. So with 35 laps in right now. This is the best battle on the track right now. Driver Brian Sutphin, as he looks up there at Bondurant. Zach's got COVID. Oh, unfortunately there, Zach didn't feel better. It seems, didn't they hit the PPM guys pretty hard? Didn't I see earlier in chat that, I think, Mayari got it or something like that too, I think. Sutphin going to drive to the inside as Bondurant moves to second. Wow. So unfortunately for Zach, he is in the GLSR protocol for COVID, which means he has to stand 6 feet away from his computer for 10 days. Back here, Sean Peachin off the pace. You see Matt Telder there, the 17 truck with some nose damage. 88 of Tim Averill. Blaine Sparling up in the 19th position is, unfortunately, here I'm watching Ike Avachi. He has fallen really fast here. So obviously Travis very good on the short run, but this long run, his truck is just falling off the map. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. If you're new to the chat, hit that subscribe button. You know, I'm very appreciative, especially these days with what has gone on in my life with the change of scenery and stuff and schedules. Sammy B there in the captain truck. Well, sounds about right that my truck, the one with a paint scheme looking like me, would be all crunched up like that. Sounds about right. Another truck falling off. Look at this. Bryce McCune going backwards. Teammate Alfin's gone by. And one thing I can tell you, and this is part the owner side of me coming out here, when I tell you about the Strada guys here, so Alfin and McCune. One thing about Brandon Alfin I've learned is he has actually started to adjust more to, I don't want to say a similar driving style of mine, but some of the settings that I usually run when I race in his truck. He's turned to me and said, hey, what do you run? And I've told him about the 16-1 strategy. I've always been a believer, ever since I listened to Denny Hamlin say it during a iRacing event. I've been a believer of 16-1 everywhere you go. And here, I wonder if Brandon's running 16-1 because the tires are lasting longer, and Bryce maybe not so much. .43 laps in the books. As the 48 truck up here in the front, Christopher Dean. Looking to be a two-time winner here. I mentioned the history here. Last season's race was the Red Light Productions 150. Dean won that race in the end, and if I remember correctly, he led a lot of laps in this race. We'll go look at the record books and get that answer for you. Well, let's put it like this. This is how dominant Dean was last season in this race. So, as I look back to the race that happened in January of 2020, that's it? 2021. January. Matter of fact, a year ago this week was the first race here at this track. That race was won by Ricky Springer back in season 3. And that was a 160 lap race. So this race 10 laps shorter now the last 2 times they've run here. So out of a possible nearly 319 laps at this track so far in 2 seasons, Christopher Dean has led 185 of those laps. And that's over 100 more than the next person in line. Put it like that. So, and that obviously is Ricky Springer. So, pop quiz question without looking at the website. Who's number 3 on the list? It's actually a tie. Dylan Glass, Caden Atkins, and this person is tied for number 3. Anybody got an answer? Without looking at the website. I'm giving you guys 5 more seconds. That'll keep you off the website. 3, 2, 1. How about Tanner Long? Has led to 3rd most laps at this track. Now, of course, that's bumped down to 4th because with Bryce leading those first few laps. Inside, J.W. Miller of Dylan Parker. So Parker's bounced back after that rough start. They're almost getting involved in an accident early. J.W. up to the 10th position. Down here, as Fontaine tries to fight with Brandon Alphin for the 5th position right now, as Dean has stretched his lead out. Got 2.4 seconds over Brian Sutphin. 1.2 back is Aaron Smith, going to be the first of the leaders to come to pit road. How about a little short fill here? Now this is an interesting call because with the way this pit road is, it is one of the toughest pit roads to get on, believe it or not. I'm more of a fan of the late strategy. I'll take the risk of losing positions to get in a caution here, because you're almost risking 2 laps to come to pit road. Justin Bondurant's on pit road. Sean Peachin, Trey Eldridge, Lucas Strayer's on pit road. Peachin, a little bit of damage on that right side. There's Bondurant coming down. Aaron Barnicle coming to pit road as he continues to fight. First of the leaders to pit road, Brian Sutphin. Here comes the 26. Bryce McCune, Dylan Parker, Alex Cummings, Noah Mayari, Cam Ingram on pit road. Also Ike Avachi coming in. Trying to find us a good camera. I gotta make a note at this track to fix the cameras. Let's go up here. They see all the leaders on pit road. Sutphin 15.1, he rolls away. Fontaine getting himself some bonus points for leading as Dalton's on pit road. So is Brandon Alphin. Christopher Dean now on pit road as the leader comes in. J.W. Miller continuing to lead as now Drift and Fontaine. Brett Murphy coming to pit road. Cedric Ingram. All these guys in. As green flag pit stops, lap 55. Guys all roll away. Matt Telder getting himself a lap led. field cycles around. Waiting to see what these other guys come to pit road. Now, Telder pitted a few laps later as he's got Bondurant trying to unlap himself. Aaron Smith right there behind him. As some of us, like myself, like to call him Tedler. I got to give a shout out to Matt, by the way. I got to do this. How much I pick on this man. Matt Telder, myself, Luke Daniels, some of y'all might know, and Joey LaFontaine. LaFontaine. That's Sam. What? This is what happens when you don't get much sleep in the last couple days. Joey Ladasor is the gentleman's name. And Sam Fontaine, of course, helped cheer us on, but ran the 24 Hours of Daytona this past weekend, finishing 3rd overall. And I am going to take absolutely zero credit for it, as the about guy ran over my straight. And I say that because I think I had the most incident points on the team. Wrecked the car about 100 times and thankfully never destroyed it. And Telder and Daniels and those guys kept driving that car and kept it up in the top 3 the whole time. And shout out to those guys. That was definitely fun, and what I'm going to call the last endurance race I'll probably ever do on iRacing, because getting old kind of sucks. Clark Gennikin on pit road now. Clark with some heavy nose damage. Of course, he got the victory last week. And now Telder going to come down pit road. Almost locks it up here at lap 60. There you go, Clark. Fill it in, buddy. Hell, the team was filled with Canadian drivers. Go get it. How about this? Anthony Marshall leading this race. Anthony started shotgun on the field. J&S Trucking, Ford, still to this date, and I know one day he's going to not want me to say this anymore because, well, it's a fact, but he wants to be known for something else. But the biggest upset in this league's history, this man right here in the 31 truck winning at Michigan in the first ever Prehistoric Forest 200. Made the pass on good old Keith or William Calhoun to win that race. All right, so pit stops have cycled around. Christopher Dean going to be the leader, 2.67 seconds over Justin Bondurant. Aaron Smith is 3rd, Jason Dalton 4th. Lucas Strayer up to your top 5 right now. This Joe Dalton Memorial 150, race number 3 of the Great Lakes Sim Racing Black Horizon Truck Series season number 6. So 25 trucks on the lead lap, and the last truck on the lead lap is a pretty destroyed Daytona winner right there, the 00 Ben Pierce. How about this right here? Brian Sutphin is actually unlapping himself, I believe. Or did he have a penalty or something? What happened to Brian Sutphin? Brian's 4 laps down all of a sudden. Is there something I missed? He spent 45 seconds on pit road after the first stop, or unless he sped or something. Oh, yeah, I did not notice that. Took my spotter when I needed him, Clark. Fontaine and Brandon Alfin not able to be pulled apart. Fair enough. Chris Evans continuing that march up 21 positions. 35th to 14th in this race. Something about the Rock and Chris Evans apparently. Comes up on Tyler Brewer in that 40 truck. As believe it or not, we're already 8 laps from halfway. Hey, another thank you, Scala note. Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate all this, guys, because I know at the beginning of it I did say that it would probably be done in 2 weeks. But like I said, you never say never. And, I'm not going to promise I could be here for every race, but I'm damn sure going to put every effort into it because, like I said, it's a 9 o'clock start here, which is, I think, just on the edge of late enough for me to get home and do it. As long as my work's all done each day and something major doesn't happen, we're good. Teammates gonna... No, never mind, not teammates. I thought he was battling Cam. It's actually Evans going to the inside of the 88 and making a pass on Tim Averill. Smith up here in the third position, doing a great job in an unsponsored truck. If you're a business and you want to put your name on a truck, there you go, right there, the 70 truck. A spot right there for you. Fontaine started to put pressure on this one truck. One to his inside. Next week here on the Captain Esports Network, next Wednesday night, the Bristol Motor Speedway. 200 laps around the oval on the asphalt. You want to talk about some wild racing? Let's throw these 35 or 36 trucks on a cereal bowl and let them spin around. Last year, I believe Jason Dalton won that race. I'm actually going to mute my mic for just a quick second here, guys. All right, take that as like a commercial break for a second there. Had to take an important call there real quickly. So sorry about that. It's just one of those work things. As we watch Clark Gennington to the outside. Now, the one interesting thing here is going to make the pass, it looks like, on Lane Sparling. Anyone notice there how my viewer count went up when I stopped talking? Couldn't help but notice that while I was watching. So Clark back here in the 20th position right now. Got Bryce McCune back here with him, and Bryce is actually 2 laps down now also. So how about that of a race for him? Started off well, and all of a sudden the proverbial rug was swept out from under him. And the 95 now 2 laps down in 32nd position. And I don't know if he had a speeding penalty also or something, but he spent almost a minute and a half on pit road. So we've seen some penalties maybe on pit road here costing people. Yeah, my viewer count went back down. What the hell? Gabriel going to battle Evans here. This is the 13th position. Oh no! Gabriel into Evans, who saves it. Club saving a beauty. That allows Borges, who checks up there, and here comes the 5 of William Martin. This race as he has from the pass of Bryce McCune for the lead about 50 or so laps ago. Coming up on lap traffic already. Sean Peachin into 21, going to be the next one to go lap down. He's already put Telder, Barnicle, Eldridge, Dylan Glass, Anthony Marshall, Caden Atkins a lap down. Ben Pierce, Cedric Ingram, Peter Borges, Brewer, McCune, Sutphin. And looks like Sam Barnes is taking his truck behind the wall now. So, and wait a minute, I see right rear damage on the 48. Did he get in the wall somewhere? How Dean drives his track. McCune getting kind of tight there. Dean just being very careful. Those bumps will trick you very badly in this track. As Clark mentions the diamond, yeah, he sort of is. I mean, not a big traditional diamond, but I can see the variation of it. And what he's talking about is you see him roll the bottom and then drift up the track. Look out there. Sparling got very loose. I don't know if there was contact with McCune, but Bryce had to get out of it and lift. More contact, and look at this truck about to go a lap down. Ike Avachi, who started 4th and ran up front most of this race. How about comers and goers happening here? Looks like Travis has had a left front contact with somebody. Now here's very interesting stuff going on right here. Dean has kind of backed off a little bit here as Bondurant ran about a half-second faster that time by. His teammates right in front of him, trying to keep him on the lead lap maybe. And finally he says, up, gotta go. Jason Dalton up to the 3rd spot now. Fontaine up to 4th. Dylan Parker, who was involved in the incident a little bit ago, that big wreck, has worked his way back to the 5th spot. Now one more green flag pit stop likely to go here. Only 2 cautions on track. That gave Jason Clark some hope of some job security, but then we've been caution-free since. Parker up there running the glass, through the boards, the wall, whatever you want to call it. He's going to make the pass on Sam Fontaine. How about Alex Cummings slowly matriculating his way through the field? Peter Borges on pit road in the 12. Oh, almost some contact there at the 1 and 63. That got close. Great racing here. This is what I miss about the Rock, is Dylan Parker is coming through this field very quickly. He's past Fontaine, up to 4th now. He's only about a second behind Dalton. Well, the question is, Jason, do you want to be on the 10 end or the 20 end? Dylan Parker takes the early part, and here comes Bondurant with him. A 2nd round of green flag pit stops here. As April leaves his pit stall. Aaron Smith, Alex Cummings on pit road. Lucas Strayer, Noah Mayari. Say Bondurant, Parker, Ingram, Peachin, and Trey Eldridge. Cam Ingram leaving pit road right now, so he wants to Aaron Smith pit stop. Here comes Jason to pit road. The admin truck. And trouble for Telder. I don't know if he had issues coming to pit road there or not. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And here's the leader on pit road. as he drives to about 260 pit spots here to get to a stall. Inside tires going on. And he pulls away, so 45 laps to go. Brandon Alphin, your now leader. Brandon and Fontaine both on pit road right now. That's going to hand the lead to Clark Genick in the 81 truck. Getting himself some bonus points. And oh boy, caution is out. And I'm looking on the track. It is over in... Actually, I'm not seeing... Ben Pearson looks like he's involved. There's the 00. There are going to be some lap trucks now. Let's see what happened to the 00 car. The Talladega winner comes off turn 2. Right behind Anthony Marshall there to 31. Oh, and Borges washes up the track into him. There are probably going to be some angry drivers right now. And one more time here. Great job getting that truck off the track before it got clobbered by somebody. No caution out. Third time here as pit stops happen and we got drivers staying out. Dylan Glass coming in though with Dylan Parker, Clark Genick and Aaron Smith playing Sparling, Strayer, Atkins, and Marshall all coming to pit road. And right before that caution, believe it or not, we had Marshall up in 4th. We had Clark Genick up in 3rd. I'm sorry, he was the leader actually. So this field is really, as I like to say, you throw the dice in the Yahtzee and you just shake it up and throw it out there. This is what you got now. Coming back to, yeah, did a thing. Job security right there for Clark. You know, Clark, I could teach you some secrets to throw some secret yellows out if you want. I could show you a thing or two. So it looks like Cam Ingram's going to stay out and take the wave around here. That'll place 18 trucks on the lead lap here. And look at the big advantages now to the trucks. That came to pit road there early. Justin Bondurant going to lead this race now. Christopher Dean will be second. Jason Dalton, Sam Fontaine, Alex Cummings up to 5th. Noah Mayari, J.W. Miller, Brandon Alphin, Dylan Parker, Clark Ginnikin are going to be your top 10. As we wrap up the third caution of the night here. Here we go, back to green. Dean, pretty good restart there on that top side. Now quickly to get single file down the back straightaway into turn 3. Battle it out for the 7th position. Ooh, one truck getting loose back here. Dylan Glass was spun it out there on the back straightaway. Did a great job to save it and continues on. I'll take an opportunity to give you a chance to go check out the website at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. As often looking at the power move on the high side here of Cummings. Your chance to get signed up for fantasy racing, of course, a chance to win some cool prizes there. Also, you can check out the team points, you can check out league records and all the stats at all the tracks and so on and so forth. Check it out at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. Also a reminder, of course, each and almost every week is the here for the GLSR podcast. Sam Barnes and myself hosting. I hope to continue that. That we haven't really chatted about yet, but hopefully we'll be able to do that on a more consistent basis and pick a night and we'll do it. Be there for you guys, but we're going to talk about that here in the near future and continue on. Either way, fantastic podcast as you get to learn about the GLSR drivers. We talk about what is coming up and so on and so forth. Knows what you might hear us talk about, depending on the guest. We're watching fantastic battles here, Alphin and Fontaine. You've got Dalton trying to work around Dean here for a second. Parker, Maori, Strayer, Cummings, all these guys fighting each other. The update from Clark there. Everyone should be good on fuel now. And I thought I might have seen Alex Cummings almost catch the wall. Coming off the back straightaway there. Looked pretty tight. Let's see. I see some right side damage there. Back up here. Fontaine going to make the move on the 3 of Parker. As I said, next weekend is the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway, and then following that, the Charlotte Roval. How's that for a road course race this season? So Justin Bondurant has a 2.3 second lead over a new second place driver, Brandon Alphin now, who just passed Christopher Dean for the second position. Dean's truck all of a sudden has fallen off. Not sure if he's saving tires or if that right rear damage is maybe hurting that truck or something. Oh, Dean's in the wall. Now the race has really been thrown away, unfortunately. I think the apron in turn 2 got him. How do you like your pancakes? keep up the speed, but that thing is killed. Let's see if we can get a replay of what just happened here. Oh, right there, you see the D-Dido. And Dalton did a great job to miss it. Let's get here. Oh yeah, Dean's well, yeah, no, he never did clip it. Wow, that truck jumped in the air from hitting that wall. You can say the yellow line's not the apron. As Dean's got to come to pit road here, so that race, unfortunately for him, is over. A dominant start. Unfortunately going to end bad. So once again, we talk about the competition side of this league and how everybody keeps stepping their game up and everything. Look at the top 5 right now. Bondurant, Alphin, Strayer, Dalton, Fontaine. Raise your hand if that's your top 5. Raise your hand if you have 4 of those guys in your lineup right now. More than likely you don't. But if you do, credit to you. I'm not saying they're bad drivers, but that's a top 5 we don't expect. Aaron Smith works past Maori for position back here. You see Gennikin in the 10 going at it for 10th. Alphin is starting to put the pressure on Bondurant, lead down to 1.9 seconds. That's impressive. Nice job, Jay. Gennikin there behind the 70. As we continue to watch this battle starting to emerge as these guys starting to get closer and closer to each other back here for 3rd. Bondurant, I've said it for a while, he's got some talent. Watching this race makes you want to go back to that first episode of the season before Talladega and listen to who I picked again to be guys to break out and stuff. I mean, this has been the perfect breakout race for drivers. I mentioned Strayer finished 2nd at Talladega. Here he is having a great start to his campaign. Dalton, Fontaine, Aaron Smith. You don't even know who he is, and here he is showing up tonight. $20 laps to go, and how about this? So here's another good question. How many had Millennium Enterprises winning 2 of the first 3 races this season? You raise your hand, I'm going to call BS on you. And I don't mean that disrespectfully either. They've done a great job of running laps and getting practice in and showing their hand here, doing a great job tonight. 2 of the top 3, the 11 into 1. Shout out to what Ben Pearson, those guys have been able to do with this team. A little spirited battle starting to shape up here with Cummings and Miari. Clark Gennikins there in front of them. I don't know how much of a role this is playing as we jump up here to the front real quickly to lead now 1.1 seconds. But Bondurant pitted 6 laps earlier than Brandon Alphin did on his pit stop. He pitted 99, Bondurant at 105. Lucas Strayer pitted at 107, and he is only 1.5 seconds back. So the lead is starting to shrink back down. Dalton's only about 2 seconds back. Bondurant leading by 9/10 of a second right now. Alphin, Dalton, Fontaine, Parker starting to make waves here on Fontaine. There's another good one for you. One of my favorite stats I like to use each race. Top 3 combined wins, 0 in this series right now. Who is it gonna be? Another question. Was Bondurant playing possum with these guys, potentially? Nine laps to go. A race that's seen only 3 cautions. And we have had comers and goers all race long. I mean, Bondurant started 6th leading this race. Alphin started 8th. Strayer started 20th. Dalton started 10th. Nobody started in the top 5 that sits up right now. Matter of fact, as I look at this, the only person in the top 10 that started in the top 5, or in the top 10 at all, is Aaron Smith. Everybody else that started in the top 10 isn't in the top 10 right now in this race. How's that stat for you? I'm going to sound arrogant for a second. Find a broadcast that has those kind of numbers for you. Bondurant holding steady now at 7/10 of a second as the battle is starting to go to second. And Strayer putting pressure on Alphin. Hey, remember when Strayer was like screaming his lungs out at Talladega? Could you imagine if he won this race? Here he comes. He got the run off 4. swap lanes here. Strayer's going to the top. Five laps to go. This is exactly what Bondurant said. What's the old DW line? You're in the lead and you're pulling away. Best lines you can hear from a spotter. We got lap traffic coming up here. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. It's not the easiest person to pass a lap down. I saw the truck really quickly. I believe it is Telder they're coming up on. I couldn't see. It might not be Telder. It is Telder they're coming up on, the 17 truck. So, they're pulling it away now. 1.2 seconds. As the battle for second, here comes Dalton now into the picture. Oh, they door bang almost. 2 to go. Off and got a little bit loose. That's going to help Strayer. As these guys battle side by side, the white flag is out. The final lap. 1 mile from his first career victory. Alphin gonna drive it down hard into turn 3 and 4 as the battle is on for second. But off turn 4, win number 1, Justin Bondurant comes at the rock. And look at that, 3 wide almost for second. As Alphin holds off Strayer and Dalton. How about a second win this season for Millennium? And meanwhile, Telder's turned around over in turn 4. There's Team Owner going by. Hondo's sitting here, not sure if we're going to get some burnouts or... Here comes Strayer. I think he's going to see a team photo here. Strayer just comes swinging around here. I would jump down in our team channel right now and hear what's going on, but I don't know if there would be words they could put on the air. My next question, did Bondurant run out of gas? Well, this is one hell of a chain right here. Well, this might be one of the more unique celebrations I've ever seen. I don't know what's going on anymore. Let's look at the finishing order. So when you think something new has happened, a third win in 3 races, And for the second time in 3 races, a first-time winner in Justin Bondurant scoring a win over Brandon Alphin, Lucas Strayer, Jason Dalton, and Sam Fontaine, your top 5. Dylan Parker, 6th. J.W. Miller, 7th. Noah Mayari, 8th. Aaron Smith and Alex Cummings, your top 10. Clark Gennick, Blaine Sparling, Dylan Glass, 13th. Anthony Marshall, how about a good run for him in 14th. Tim Averill, 15th. Caden Atkins, 16th. Cam Ingram finishing in the 17th position. Brett Murphy finishing 18th. 19th going to Drift. 20th to William Martin. 21st, Tyler Brewer. 22nd, Trey Eldridge. 23rd, Travis Ikavachi. 24th, Matt Telder. 25th, Cedric Ingram. Ben Pierce, 26th. 27th, Peter Borges. 28th, Brian Sutphin. 29th goes to Chris Evans. 30th to Bryce McCune. 31st, Sean Peachin. 32nd, Christopher Dean. 33rd, Aaron Barnicle. 34th, Sam Barnes. 35th, Nash Fry. And unfortunately finishing last, Jacob Locklear in the 36th position, as we are going to celebrate ourselves with a first-time winner. But first, I think let's see if he still got the excitement he had from Talladega a couple weeks ago. He was just the recent visitor on the podcast, and here he is now, a third-place finisher, a second top 3 in 3 races for this young man, and that is, of course, the driver of the number 1, Lucas Strayer. As we get him up here into the booth, which I'm not even in. There I am, as I jump into the booth here to talk to Lucas Strayer. Luke, how about that for the team? 2 wins in 3 races and 2 top 3s for you.
Oh my God. Okay, so when we were going at it, I knew I was faster than Bondo. I knew Alphine was faster than Bondo. So in my head, I thought, I'm holding up Alphine. Every chance I could, I sent it on him. I was trying to just hold him up best I could. I think the last 2 laps I had to block Dalton too, but I'm just yelling at Bondo. I'm like, you have the win. I'm racing him. Just do not look back. You will win this. And I'm just racing Alphine as hard as possible. He raced so clean. Let's give it up for him. That was a clean battle for 10 laps. And Bondo won 2 winners for Millennium in 3 races. Let's go.
Yeah, pretty excited, I would say, as I want to throw out there that could you be the points leader potentially after tonight?
Maybe. I don't know. I got the clean race, so maybe that bonus won't me out. But if I'm the points leader, that'd be pretty awesome. I mean, Millennium, I know, was leading the team points last race, and a 1-3 this race has definitely got to put us another knock up in the points. So we'll see if we can have me be the points leader and Millennium lead the team points. Then, man, season 3 has been my year so far.
I got to ask the obvious questions here really quickly. What's been so different this season? That is it just the continuity of you guys working together, or have you guys stepped up practice-wise? What's been the difference?
I think it's just the attitude shift, honestly. Last year, it was tracks we weren't really a fan of, so we didn't really go in with the best attitude. We were just going in there hey, let's just try to do this. Let's just try. And this year, we really changed mentality around you know what? We're winning. We are winning. We are making a statement. We had a bad year last year. We changed our numbers around a little bit. We are coming in fresh, new. We are winning. And the win right off the bat just catapulted our season. Last week, I know Bondo had a great race, and I had a great race until some issues. Brett carried the team flag. So this year, we went into this race, me and Bondo saying in practice, we're going to do good. We have a speed. And we did it, 1-3.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations. And shout out to whoever you like to.
Let's go. Grit Marketing, Millennium Enterprises, Fierce Motorsports, and, of course, our wonderful broadcaster, Chris Scala. You do an amazing job, and we love you so much.
Appreciate that, man. Well, great job tonight, and we will talk potentially at Bristol next week. Who knows? Maybe it's your turn.
I'm hoping.
There you go. Nice job tonight, man. As Luke Strayer finishing in a 3rd position tonight. So great job for him. Second place finisher tonight, a career best, I believe, for the young man. Brandon Alphin finishing in the 2nd spot tonight. Brandon, congratulations. I know for a little bit there you might have had your hopes up thinking, hey, this might be it. And it came ever so close, but it looks like the truck just kind of fell off at the end.
Yeah, I pushed it a little bit hard at the beginning of that last run when got new tires. I knew the cars in front of me, I think, were about maybe on 5 or 6 lap older tires, so I wanted to kind of push a little bit and try to get up there. And I think I maybe pushed a little too hard and gave it everything I had.
Had a good battle there with Lucas. He just kind of made a comment to you about how it was very clean and very fun to race you there, and that had to be a fun battle, even though it wasn't for the spot you wanted.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, we kind of started battling, and then you look at your relative and you see, fourth, fifth, they're all starting to kind of catch us a little bit. So I was kind of worried about that. But I mean, that was a lot of fun right there. I mean, I watched actually the Rockingham race from '01 last night when Steve Park won. So I was kind of thinking I might be able to do a little Bobby Labonte and actually get around Bondurant that time, maybe. But it was fun racing there with Lucas.
You go back to that '01 race. I got to bring that up for a second because one thing I referenced is it seems like tonight, and I don't know if it's the recent builds with the multi groove racing now that we're able to do in this sim and stuff, but it seemed like it kind of looked like the old Rock again.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you because once the tires started to wear, you could get a run on somebody, and it was just kind of hard. If you didn't have newer tires, it was really hard to make it stick and kind of pass somebody on the inside. And so and watching that '01 race, I mean, it seemed like the longer the runs went on, everybody was kind of Larson lining it, so to speak. And I mean, it was working tonight, but it was Rockingham's a fun track. I mean, like you said, it's kind of inside and outside line and multi groove, and just it's a lot of fun.
Back then, I think it was called the Michael Waltrip line. But, hey, great job tonight, and shout out to whoever you like to.
I'd like to give a shout-out to Strada Italiano, T.I. Racing, and Chris Lewis. And then also I'd like to give a shout-out to you, Chris. Again, I want to thank you for everything, you've done for us, and then also bringing me along, introducing me to this league. And it's a lot of fun. I always look forward to running with everybody on Wednesday nights. So, again, I want to say thank you, Chris.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that. And Bristol's next week, so we'll try to go get him there. Nice job, bud.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Chris.
You too, buddy. Brandon Alphin finishing in the second position, and this is an interview that I think is going to be a very exciting one as we're going to set this up and get the winner up here. Got to do some typing because I am the producer also, by the way, in case you didn't know. There we go. Let's get our first-time winner here at the Rock. Mr. Justin Bondurant to the 11 truck going to Victory Lane here this evening. And Justin, congratulations. Welcome to Victory Lane and GLSR.
Hey, it feels really good.
We'll talk about the race out there because you had a very consistent truck all night. Not sure if it was a truck at first. I would say that was like, okay, this thing's going to win this thing. But something happened there later in the race that it seemed like your truck turned on and you just started pulling away.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't that good on the long run. I felt like Alphin and I want to say the Ford truck, they'd come and get me right there, right before we would pit every time. So, but I definitely had speed at the beginning. Nobody really had a pace for Dean. I'm not really sure what happened. But it feels good to finally get a win.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked like Dean maybe had some right rear damage. I wonder if that hurt him a little bit on his truck. But, man, I asked Luke about this. You guys, I mean, it's like a switch has been flipped on the team side. Going to Talladega, which, yes, okay, there's a lot of drafting and not taking the win away from Ben, but a lot of, luck involved in that. But, a win's a win, and that's what you take. But tonight, it seemed like you guys really showed the improvement of the team.
Yeah, we feel good this season. We feel like we had a lot of bad luck last season, so we just needed to have some luck go our way, and we get some solid top 10 finishes from the whole team.
Well, great job tonight, man. Way to keep fighting and getting that first career win. I remember that first top 5 at Richmond, I think it was last season. And you've kept fighting, and here you are in Victory Lane tonight. The chance is yours to give shout-out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, shout-out to Millennium team, Ben, Brett, Luke, and then shout-out you as well. Hopefully you many more races to broadcast with us. And shout out to the whole team and everybody that puts it on.
Appreciate that, man. Well, great job tonight. And congratulations. Go celebrate again with the team. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Justin Bondurant keeping it level-headed and awesome. Celebrating a win tonight with the team. Millennium Enterprise's second win of the season. And I don't know, League. You guys might want to put yourselves on notice here. This Millennium team not playing around after 2 races. They've got themselves 2 wins and 3 starts on the season. So congratulations to everyone there in the top 5. Bondurant, Alphen, the 1, of course, of Luke Strayer, the 4 of Dalton, Sam Fontaine, your top 5 this evening. So some great racing tonight that only saw 3 cautions in the end, numerous lead changes, and our 3rd winner in 3 races here at the Rock, as a matter of fact. So the season continues. Next week, again, the Bristol Motor Speedway, 200 laps around the world's fastest half-mile. 36 trucks going to be out there on the track. Both pit roads are going to be utilized, obviously, because, was it 24, I think, that end up on the front pit stall, and then the rest of the field in the back. So it is going to lead to, of course, some great racing. So I plan to be there next Wednesday night, so hopefully we'll see everybody there, and I'm going to talk with Sam and try to squeeze in the podcast, maybe, who knows, maybe Sunday or something like that. I know the weekend I work Saturday, but Sunday I'm off. So who knows, maybe Sunday we can put together a podcast and make it happen. So we'll see. But needless to say, I'm excited, man. This is a lot of fun, and this is the reason why I said that, you know what, I can't walk away from this. This is just too much fun, and I'll keep going until they lock me up at work or something. Anyways, congratulations to all the racers tonight. A great race there. Thanks you all viewers for watching. Of course, Travis and everyone from GLSR, Black Horizon, for sponsoring the league. If you're up near the Illinois area, make sure you go hit up Black Horizon up near Chicago, outside the area there, and get yourself a pretty good amount of beer, different tastings and stuff like that. I know Sam's got his favorites and more, so make sure you go and check that out. And, well, the back of Sam's truck said it best. Is Sam, are you trying to breathe to get my attention?
No, I was trying to be quiet in the background, but I guess I breathe heavily.
Oh, no,
My apologies,
sometimes,
everyone.
you know, people might just, just kind of get Sam's attention. Oh.
No, sorry, ignore me.
Sam, voice
the man behind the curtain.
Hey, this is the podcast master right here, guys. Right here. Sam, shall we try for Sunday on the podcast? How's that?
We should definitely try for something on the podcast.
There you go. Sunday on the podcast. So we're working on it. We're going to make it happen. We'll talk behind the scenes. But anyways, Sam had it on the back of his truck tonight, and he did it because it's a line that I, just kind of came up with. It's something that just eased in my mind one night, and I said, well, it's kind of a fact when you look at it, and it's the simple fact of this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya! Brickyard.